Introducing Angel Larena, our Club Growth Director, to speak on our new program, the Visionary Builders. Angel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had my internet just switched and completely cut off everything. But hello. I think I'm on time. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be introducing a new program we're launching. We've already launched it for District 100. And it's called the District 100 Visionary Builders. And we're really hoping that this will be a continual cornerstone of our district and how we can build clubs. So I want to introduce the program, and I want to tell you some of the benefits you're going to get out of participating in the program, and kind of go over like how the program's structured, how we go, and maybe future recommendations later at the end. So first, obviously, we're going to start on why this program came to be. I'll give you a little bit of insight. I hit January, looked at my goals as the club growth director and said, crap, and said, we need to pivot. We need to do something that'll get us where we need to be by the end of the year. And so I'm pulling on my experience as a tech person, my experience in business, combining the 12-week year with sprint or agile methods. Because in case you didn't know, sprints are short-term development cycles where you push products and implementations out continuously, and it allows you to make changes as you go, and it's high impact for short time. So that blending with the 12-week year of, oh, we have a goal, we need to reach it. We have 12 weeks to reach it, creates urgency, things like that. That's where the idea was born. Yeah, like I said, we want something high impact with a short time commitment. We don't want people spending 6 months to a year building a club. We want you to be able to build a club and be successful at it within those 12 weeks. We wanted to give you dedicated support. As everyone knows, time is money and time is limited. So out of the 24 hours in a day, we ask ourselves, how can we dedicate time to making sure people are successful? And so in order to provide that, we have dedicated support and I'll go over how we're implementing that later, but the idea is there's time blocking where the members of the team get dedicated support when building clubs. Obviously, teamwork. It enables you to start working on a team and learn how to work together to reach a goal. I have high impact there twice. That's good to know. And then elevated business skills, because at the end of the day, whether or not you're a manager, whether you're looking at starting your own business or you're running your own business, oftentimes you have to make pivots. Oftentimes you will need to reach a goal in a short amount of time. And using this framework and learning it when you're building a club, you can take those skills to your business or your manager, when you're a manager, and use them for the people you're leading. Or even for yourself. If I want to lose 10 pounds in 12 weeks, hey, that's a goal, right? So it's giving you those skills that you need to reach your goals. Now, who we're looking for? 30 people. Let me warn you right now, we have 16 people already signed up as of right now. We have 16 of our goal in. Now, I put a 30% goal for this cohort. And like I said, I'll go over the future of the program later, but I wanted to explain to you why 30 people. That's our max, and that comes from team efficiency. It's common practice that you're supposed to have teams of 5 to 10 people. That's more highly effective. However, that won't enable us to reach our goal in 12 weeks. So we have 30 people. We're going to pair you into groups of 2, or you can work on your own. Like if you are confident that you could do things on your own, we are empowering you to do that. We will support you. However, it's optimal to pair people together where they can share the experience and kind of combine the work together to where you're able to meet the goal in time. We want people who are ready to succeed, because we don't accept failure as an option. We know that, at the end of the day, what happens, happens. But as a person, when we're stepping into this program, we should go into it saying, I'm there to succeed. I will not fail. And I'm going to do everything I can to succeed, right? Because that's the mentality we should have. We want to focus on high accountability in our team. We want to be like, if you're having a problem or you're struggling reaching your goal, sharing it early, letting us know that you're struggling, so that other people in the group can help you figure out how to reach your goal, rather than holding on to it and waiting till it's too late, which is what we normally do. Even I've done that. And then finally, like I said, want to learn essential business skills, because that always helps. Now, I want to go over how we build clubs very briefly, so that everyone gets a general overview. So the program is structured to have 30 people for this cohort. We're going to structure it out over a 12-week time frame, and we're going to attempt, we're gonna build 15 clubs by the end of the 12 weeks. Remember, even I'm like, no, we're not failing. We're going to do this. Now, this is what I was talking about for the dedicated support. There are going to be team calls 3 times a week. These, much like a sprint, you have daily scrums, and I'm not going to make everyone join a call daily. But the idea of it is, we go into this meeting, it's 30 minutes to an hour. We have 30 people, so 30 minutes to an hour of how are you doing towards your goal? Are you running into roadblocks on your goal? How can we solve them, and what can we do next? Like, what's the next thing we need to do? So by the end of each one of those meetings, we should all have an understanding of where you are, where you need to be, and the struggles you're facing getting there. And then we're going to set specific targets. As everyone knows, the crux of building a new club is getting members. And so if you think about when I show you the timeline of the program, whenever you break apart, recruiting members across the time, it's much easier to take it in bites. You can say, I'm going to recruit 5, 7 members one week, and I'm going to recruit 7 the next. And eventually what happens is you start building up your membership and getting it there for your launch meeting. And then, like I said, the program will take place February 9th to May 4th. And next, I want to show you what we're going to be doing. So club building, this is pulled off of our new club roadmap, which we do have on the website. You're going to start with an interest or a lead, depending on the routes we're taking. And like I said, once you join the program and you go through our initial 2-week training, you're going to get a better understanding of where clubs start. But just know that there's normally 2 paths they start from. We either get a lead or we create it out of thin air. So those are like the 2 options we have to build a club. You're going to plan for what's called a demo or speechcraft, but we like to call them launch meetings. So you're gonna set a date, you're gonna set your target date for your launch meeting, and you're gonna push to have 30 people on that launch meeting. Why 30? Because it's shown that normally 2/3 of the people that attend your meetings will sign up. Also in that meeting, it's called a launch meeting, because by the end of the meeting, you should have 20 members, and you should be ready to submit your paperwork to International to charter your club. As we all know, charter fee, $125. We do the club formation. So, as you're doing the storming, norming, forming, you're getting to know each other. You're building the culture of your club. Like I said, we're going to go in depth into our trainings on how you build a pillar, how you create your value. As I said, probably the biggest part of everything, getting your membership, because that's the hardest part of building a club. And then right after that, you do introduction to pathways and your charter, right? Everybody's getting in, they charter. We have a charter party, you're done. That is the first 8 weeks. And we say 8 weeks, and some people freak out. Some people say that's a long time, because 8 weeks is about the time it would take to form a highly successful club. And there's a reason for that. If you are going for 6 months building a club and you still don't have membership, there's not a significant interest in the target audience you're promoting to. So it's all about, like I said earlier, adjusting as you're going. So if you know within the first 4 weeks, you don't have even any members, or you only have 5, you may want to rework your strategy, you may want to rework your idea and think about how you can pivot for that. Like I said, we'll go into more training with that. But the overall goal, like I said, is to have a charter club within 8 weeks. Now, what are the requirements for a club? All clubs must have 20 or more members to charter, with 17 cannot belong to another club, which means they need to be brand new members. The only exception to this rule, and I don't suggest building these types of clubs as much because they become quick shot clubs and then they die within a year or two, is advanced clubs. Unless you have an advanced club where there's a pillar that everyone needs and it's an ongoing thing, it normally doesn't work to the best. So that's why we always say get 17 new members, and then 3 of those members can be like you and the other sponsor and someone else, one of your friends. But the idea is you have to have 17 new. And this part right here is so crucial for us, because when we've been in Toastmasters so long, we forget the impact we can have on other people. We don't realize someone like us could make someone else inspired, and they come up 6 months to you later and say, oh my God, you have inspired me so much to do this. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. So realize that whenever we're building these clubs and bringing in these new members, we're also sharing the value we get with the other people. Clubs meeting in person or hybrid must have their meeting location within the district. In-person and hybrid clubs that are aligned to the district, they are physically located in. So all of the in-person hybrid clubs normally have a physical meeting location, and the Toastmasters International will align the club to the place where they meet, even if we try to get them in the district. Online clubs just have to provide a method of meeting. They can meet anywhere they want. You can have members from around the world. So it's 2 different options. We fully support both. We just want to make the best decision for your club and how you see the future of it. Yep, got club forms. We all have to fill out these. We have our application to organize. Just tell us TI, I'm building a club, and it's gonna happen. You have form 2, which is your charter payment form. It goes over the $20 new member fee. We'll go into our training later, but we can present this to new members as they're paying for their first course. That's always a great way to put it. And then the $60 6-month membership fee, and then $125 application to organize. The big thing about this is you always want to try to get prorated fees in this section. We can cover that more in detail later, in our trainings. But yeah, you try to get them to pay for at least until the next renewal cycle. Next up, we're gonna have your charter member applications. There's 2 different versions of this. You have the PDF every person fills out and signs and sends back to you, or if you do want to do it a different way, you could take their information, as long as you have something written confirming they want to be a member, and put it in the spreadsheet they provide. They will take the spreadsheet as well, which is just 1 thing instead of 20. You have your club officer information form. When you're building your club and recruiting members, you want to think about who will be our officers. You want to start thinking about this early as you're recruiting, because when you're recruiting, you're getting to know people. And normally you can recognize when someone would be willing or better suited to take on a club officer role from the beginning, so that the club is more successful. And being you're forming it, you have significant input into this section. Ultimately, though, it's for the club to decide. You know, some clubs elect to just appoint their first set of officers, some elect. So just go with whatever the vibe for the club is. On club information, this tells TI exactly what your name is, where you're meeting. All of that detail about your club will go on this form. It's also where your contact information goes and things like that. Club constitution, basically a form you sign. Just says you agree to their standard operating principles. These are your terms of use. Addendum of club options. So TI gives us some options on how we handle our clubs. This would be where you put if you're going to charge a membership fee for the club, what days are your club going to meet, things like that. All of that will go into it. You send them to TI, but for the purpose of the program, the CGD team will collect all the forms and we will review them to make sure they're correct. And then we will forward them to TI because we already have to work with them all the time. So we can call them and tell them, get these forms done. Am I missing anything? So yeah, but normally you'll send this to new clubs and they will start processing your forms and work with you to get it done. So yeah, like that was one of the things. So here's our timeline of the program. We have our sign up open now. So if you have not signed up, which I don't think anybody in here is signed up, please do so. I'm pulling the link now so that I can share it with you all. But yes, if you're interested in doing something like this, please sign up and I'll go over like the benefits in a moment. I just want to share the link now while I'm on this page. But we start February 9th. From February 9th to the 23rd is going to be like club building training program. I call this like, Johnny will laugh, but like basic training. You need to know how to build a club before we send you to war, okay? We can't just like send you out there to build a club when you don't know how to do it. And so for the first 2 weeks, you will learn everything you need to know about building clubs. Some things you may already know. For those people who are comfortable and know the process of building a club and want to start early, are more than welcome to. We're not going to restrict anyone from doing it. But just know the first 2 weeks is going to be all training and people learning how to build a club from start to finish. We look to start scheduling our launch meetings from February 23rd to April 30th. Our deadline to have our launch meetings is April 30th. So within that time frame, all of the participants, every person is going to choose what their deadline is. Yes, I'm empowering you to make some executive decisions. We want you to have as much input into this as possible. So we want you to pick it. If you want to push it out, push it out. If having a pressing deadline makes you more productive, do so. Whatever works. But like I said, and if you have a club you're currently already building, join the program as well, because we can help you get it to completion. Like anything, we want to be here to support you. We'll have our team calls. Oh, wait, sorry. We have t-shirts we're designing for the team. Yay. Everybody will get one who signs up and participates in the program. So it's just an added benefit to make us all feel connected, especially in a virtual world. I don't know how fun it is when you join a Zoom meeting of 30 people and you all have the same backgrounds and same t-shirt on. It's like, what? It's quite fun. So yeah, then we'll work on building the club. So February 23rd to April 19th, which I think is like 8 weeks, we're going to go into actively building our clubs. You're going to set goals on how many members you need to recruit. How many RSVPs do you need to your launch meeting on each week or however often you're wanting to do it. We're going to have our 3 times a week calls. So we're going to start talking about, hey, are you there yet? How do we need to get you there? And this is the part where accountability comes in. We're all going to support each other in reaching our goal and getting the club charted. And of course, because things come up that we didn't expect, ongoing training on how to do those things in case we need it. Now, as I said, you're more than welcome to start scheduling launch meetings from February 23rd on. We don't mind. We are putting together a team that can go into these launch meetings and help you run those meetings and get the members and close the deals. But yeah, so February 23rd, but April 19th to April 30th is what I'm calling launch week. Yes, I like naming things sometimes. And launch week is when we're aiming to have at least all of the launch meetings done. Why? Because the couple days after that, we want to have all the applications sent into TI, and we want to make sure they're getting it and processing it and answering any questions that may come up. So that's our optimal time. And then May 4th, for every person who charters a club, yay, it'll be fun. They will be invited to the team success party. We're gonna have a big old party. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have some fun. Everyone's gonna get a gift pack, and everyone will get a certificate sent to them. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's not all. Here's some of the skills you're gonna develop. Like I said, I gave you like a brief overview, and trust me, I don't think you want me going to this whole thing right now. FYI, this whole presentation is on that site, that link I sent you. When you scroll down, click play, there's a thing where you can click through it and view it. But yeah, all of these are in there, but these are just some of the skills. Let me go over why it matters to us as Toastmasters. If you don't have a DTM, or you're crazy like I am and want to get multiple DTMs, or you are mentoring someone who's working for their DTM, this is a great way to get your Distinguished Toastmaster credits really quickly. Like everyone's talking about like how much time it takes to get these credits, but if you join the program and actively work in it, by the end of the program, you will have a sponsor credit at the very least. If you choose to stay on as club mentor, because all new clubs need a club mentor, then you also get that credit 6 months after the club is chartered. Guess what the 2 hardest credits to get for the Distinguished Toastmaster are, besides club coaching, sponsoring, and mentoring? And they're actually very easy to get if we work and build the clubs. So effectively, because if you think 12 weeks is 3 months, and then you have 6, within 9 months, all of you could have the credit you need to get your Distinguished Toastmaster award, should you complete your 2 paths and get your Distinguished Toastmaster project done. By the way, doing this is an HPL. I don't know if you knew that. It is totally an HPL project because you have to build something and do something different. The other thing we're doing that's uniquely special to this cohort, no other cohort after this will have the opportunity to do this. You will be personally invited because if we build these clubs, we will be a distinguished district. You will be personally invited to join us on stage at the 100th year anniversary in Anaheim, when our district receives our distinguished plaque and when all of us get on stage. And I mean, I'm hoping we can all wear our t-shirts and then that's gonna be a hell of a picture. That would be a lot of fun. But like I said, it's once in a lifetime because there's not going to be another 100th anniversary, at least for another 100 years. And I don't think any of us will be around by then. But it's also special because you're the first group going through this. We are the pilot program. We are cohort 1 or cohort prime, Optimus Prime, you know, however you want to say it. We are the first. And we will have the opportunity to go on stage and represent our district and say we did something that has not been done in the entirety of the world to build clubs. And I say this because I just came from trainings. I've spoken to all the club growth directors around the world. None of them have done a program similar to this or seen it. This is the first. And so if we make this successful, we send it to TI and hopefully TI can spread it around the world. And we have an optimized solution to build clubs. Yeah, like I said, I went into this with a lot of questions about how could I make sure people didn't have to devote 6 months of their life to building a club? How can I make sure that people can make impact in a short period of time? Because as everyone keeps telling me, they don't have time for that. So that's why we came up with this. We're like, 12 weeks is not a bad commitment. You'll have hand holding, training, support. And at the end of the day, it reaches our goal. And it gets you a little bit of credits and free stuff. I personally would just do it for the t-shirt. And that's even if I didn't create it, because I'm just like a geek like that. But I mean, free stuff, hello. But yeah, and so that's like the end of the day. I invite you all to please sign up for the program if you want, if you're willing to join us and help us grow the district, or share it. And here's another note I have added recently. You do not, and I repeat, you do not have to be a member of District 100 to participate in this program. You only have to commit to building a club for District 100. So yeah, that's a little crazy, a little bit weird. But if you have a friend who is across the country and wants to get their DTM credits and they want to come participate in this program and get free stuff while we do it, as long as they build a club for District 100, that means like it meets in the district or it's online and it goes to District 100. They are eligible for the program and will receive every benefit of participating in the program. And that's because like I don't know about you, but I've met so many people across the world and across our country that have so many great ideas. Um, I would not have learned kind of what I learned without expanding my network. So if we expand our network and embrace the organization as a whole, it's amazing what we can find. Yeah, I'm rambling now, I know. Yeah, I hope you join. I'm ready. I'm excited. I hope we have a lot of fun. By the way, me and Heather are already in it. We're in it to win it. So, yeah. I'll take questions. I'll take questions on club building and the program.
And you did have a question in the chat, but Kapil has left, but it's still worth an answer.
Yeah, let me check. Okay, how can you make sure? The only way you can make sure is to email TI or call them. That's the fun part. Normally that person would know if they're a Toastmaster, I would hope. You don't just join a club and pay money to be in a club and say, oh, I don't know if I'm a Toastmaster because, I didn't send money out my bank. But the best way to confirm it is like when you send in your list, TI will check it. Like when I was building another club, there was a member who thought they were new, but had been a member like in the past, right? And when I submitted the paperwork, TI actually replied to me and told me that member was a reinstated member rather than a new member. So like they will actually tell you if one member is not working, but normally you don't find that because once people join, they kind of know they are. You just ask. I'm going through the questions. Hold on.
And one note about the reinstated member, we had a member join one of our clubs that had previously
Oh,
briefly been a member, and you could, when you're signing them up, do them as reinstated or not. You could still do them as a new member, even if the email address had been used before.
yeah. Well, maybe because TI has been mapping emails lately.
It gave us the option to do either.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. That's freaking awesome. Okay, I'll answer the second part of the question real quick. If the member joins the club, like, great, that's freaking amazing. Who cares? Let them join. If they're gonna join other clubs, encourage that. Because, and I say this as a member of 10 clubs, because each one of my clubs gives me something different, something unique. I have clubs that are leadership development. I have clubs that are focused on debating skills, and I have clubs that are just there for fun. And if you have a member who joins your club and you charter with them, and they're like, okay, I'm also joining this club after being with the district for 3 months or whatever. I would encourage that. Like, that's great to let them spread out. They just gonna have to pay the $60 to each club at the end of the day. That's their decision. But I don't want you to be restrictive, and this comes from personal perspective. So it's my own opinions, thoughts, is that when you allow members to branch out, when you allow members to go places and see things, it brings unique perspectives back into your club. It helps your club develop itself further and thrive for the future. So always encourage members to like go out and explore and join. And if they want to join, let them. I'd encourage it. I do actually. Okay, any other questions? I know y'all are like, dang, she's on crack. 10 clubs, not me.
If there's no other questions, I'll stop the recording.
Yeah. See, Anetta said it perfectly. It's a benefit. It's the best kept secret of Toastmasters is the third thing you get out of it, rather than leadership and communication, is an expansive network. No matter where you go in the world, if you meet another Toastmaster wearing this logo, they will recognize the hell out of you and approach you and talk to you. They don't care who you are, where you're from, they will talk to you. And that is such a benefit.
Looks
Go
like
ahead.
Anita has a question.
Yes, I do. My question is, and I apologize for the duplicate in my audio. Angel, if I'm in another district as well, but you just said that I could commit to growing a club in 100 and it still counts, correct?
Yeah, so like if you're a member of like another district and you're like, I would build a club for District 100 to participate in the program,
Yes.
you can join. I'm not going to tell you no, because at the end of the day, as long as the club itself ends up in our district, it qualifies. I mean, your other district might not be excited about it, but
No, it's all good. What I'm looking at is because I'm here in the Midwest, but I have a club that may be a better fit for District 100. You said that you could provide leads, or we would have to bring our own.
it's kind of a both at the moment. So we don't actually have leads right now.
Okay.
We've run those through. We've got like we got some new members out of it, but none of them really became clubs. So we have a large list of ideas. But the thing about ideas is I can give you a list of ideas and then you could also provide whatever you want. It's open. I think that's a uniqueness, and sometimes confuses people, is like, if you want one, I will give you one. If you want to give me one, I will take it. It kind of goes both ways, because if not, how can we find out what's truly needed?
Appreciate it. You just answered my question and I can make the decision. Thank you.
Thank you. And Annetta, I've talked to you a couple times through email. I really hope you join, because I know that you're amazing.
Well, thank you for that. And I would like to join. So I think this is a go. Thank you.
Thank you. And then like I'll post that link again for you. Now, oh, sorry, Johnny. I'm going to cover one thing on the website before I like be quiet for another question. Is the thing that says click the button to sign up. It's because apparently people didn't know that was a button. And so you click it and a form pops up for you to fill it out and sign up. That's why I added that click here. Heather probably seen the difference. Because I literally was going over with one of our area directors last night. He's like, oh, I didn't even know that was a button. So I was like, okay. Yes, Pauline, do you have any questions? I notice you're on. I see you. I want to make sure you have any information you need. Sorry.
I do have a question. Okay. Um, during the pandemic, our club is just closed down. Okay, St. Gabriel. So by this case, I'm the vice president for membership, or the other role I forgot. Actually, we have our people as a president or the founder. By this chance, should I create another one? And basically, I feel guilty. I haven't paid any fee, and I take advantage today. And I'm missing yesterday's class and missing January's classes because I'm on trip for the volunteer job. So a person like me, how do I do? First, do I need to choose any club, like a
So,
club, in order to? I know District 100 still email me. I appreciate, and this is the first time. After the pandemic, I have time to come in, and I also even don't know Heather has a so great continuously 3 section. For me, I really learn a lot, and I know I have ambitions, can do something, and as a very good Toastmaster. And so my question, can I just pay money
oh,
right now
okay.
and then join 100? And is there any restriction for let me building up the new club, because I'm just like a new person, right? Right instead.
We've got a believer here today in District 100, and I love that. Yeah. One thing I would say is I'm gonna post my email in the chat because it looks so what you're saying is you used to be a member of
Yes.
and you're no longer a member.
No, it's because our chapter closed down.
Okay.
No
So
more. The San Gabriel, I'm a belong to San Gabriel realtors, but I'm not going to use that one because that is too limited.
yeah,
Too
that's fine.
limited.
And that's what so I put my email in the chat for you, by the way. We could talk about like club options for you. Now,
Mhm.
what I can say is you are more than welcome to join the program too, because at the end of the day, if you build a club that you want to join and you're joining, you're a member, um, you could become a member of the new club you're building. So like you said, you had unique perspectives and unique time constraints, things like that. And so if you wanted to build a club, go ahead and build a club. We will help you through it. And especially if you become a member after, that's just an added benefit. But yeah, you could definitely email me as well. We could look at current club options. With this is why we always tell the clubs that to make their decision on how they want to meet. Because you have members who are local to LA area and Pasadena and stuff who like attending in person. But we also have people like Pauline was saying here, she had to travel for other work. There's Heather. I'm in Arizona and I travel around a lot. That having a hybrid or online club works better for them. And so that's why I was saying earlier, it doesn't matter what kind of club you want to build, we'll help you get there. And yeah, Pauline, you're more than welcome. Like I said, you can sign up for the program now, or you could just email me. We could set up some time and talk later. But yeah, welcome back to District 100. We're
Yeah,
glad to see you.
I'm with the District 100 like I think 2017. Yeah. And since pandemic is 2020, right? So we are so great. We because we're doing the Zoom very well. But the people feel boring. Like
Well, and here's
you
the thing. So here's the thing, Pauline, and I can go over this later. We're more in depth with you later.
Mhm.
Whenever the pandemic hit and Toastmasters switched, mind you, I don't know anything about pre-pandemic because I joined December 2020. So all of my experience has been with this. I actually joined in a club in India. I didn't even join in the US. So I joined overseas.
Oh.
Um, is that there's certain things that a club can do to keep themselves relevant and exciting and accessible. What like meeting things, holding special events, things like that that make it a little bit funner for the members rather than just coming on and talking for an hour. But we could go over, and that's part of our training for the new club program is like, how do you make your meetings fun and engaging? What's the difference in meeting styles? Because like I said, I have a professional club where they are very, here's our speech, here's our evaluation. But I'm a member of Dungeons and Toast, and trust me, none of those meetings are the same. We theme every meeting. We actively role play in the meeting. So if our meeting is Star Wars, everyone's dressed up in Star Wars gear, and we're all giving like speeches from the Star Wars perspective.
I see.
So it's the thing with online clubs is people forget that there's a lot of options on how you can do it. And you could do it from home. You don't have to like gussy up, dress up, and travel
Mhm.
across the country or 3 hours across LA to get to your
Yeah.
club. You could just get on your camera, and have fun. But yeah, that's something, like I said, if you join the program, we'll cover in the training, is like, how do you structure your culture? How do you want your club to be? Because
Mhm.
every club is different. Like I was saying, it's beautiful. Pauline, we will
Mhm.
email me, we will get you back in. Heather, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Okay, so I got asked this, and you're the one responsible to help me order it once I design it. I have a question. Is it 100% cotton or a blend for the t-shirts? Because you said you knew where to go.
Blend.
Okay, there you go.
And,
Yeah.
and I'll say what you were just saying about the unique thing about, find a reason to have a club. That was something I brought up in the open house as well. You want to sell why your club is interesting, why it's important, why people should join your club over joining other ones. And apparently the cats would like to join a club too. I have 4 of them. I don't have quite enough to charter, but with Johnny's, we can probably charter a cat club.
What's fun is though, it's like when people normally build clubs, they will go into it and they'll say, hey, do you want to join this club for me? Do you want to be a member of a club I'm building? And what happens is that person who built the club becomes the pillar of the club. They are the reason everyone's there. And so the minute that member gets tired or that member stops actively participating, the club dies. So it's all about finding what the pillar and the value of the club you're building is. So like one of our ideas was a project manager club. And so the pillar of that club is project managers who want to learn how to give better evaluations, better feedback, better speeches and presentations. So that's their pillar. It's a little bit different, but it draws everyone in, like Dungeons and Toast. It's a Dungeons and Dragons based club. So all the members there are not there because of a person, they're there because of a common interest. So like if you're building special interest clubs or you're building even a community club, it's I'm there to grow, I'm there to learn. Normally, or like Anetta said earlier, I'm there to network, I'm there to get to know people and break out of my shell. I know quite a lot of people who join clubs or built clubs just off of getting to know people, or having the ability to talk to people, because you got to remember, even before pandemic, we had people who couldn't leave home. We had people who are restricted to their homes, who have immunocompromised systems, who can't leave as much as they like, or can't be in a room with 20, 30 people. All the pandemic did was break Pandora's box open and say, oh crap, it's
Mhm.
happening to everyone now, not just a few. And so one thing we've realized is that post-pandemic, looking at the way we restructure, is that there's a place for everyone. If you want an in-person club, you have it. If you want a hybrid club, you have it. If you want an online club, you have it. And those people who were, previously marginalized and not able to take part are now taking part, which is beautiful. Sorry. Yeah, I just went totally on my soapbox.
Yeah, thank you so much, you and Heather. Everyone encouraged me because like today, I may have appointment, but I just want to really stick the beginning 11 o'clock. I did on time, but I did not turn on my camera because at that time it's still have something on my hands. No, I don't want to show I did concentrate, I did learn, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for attending. Cause it's only when people come, I'm sorry, Heather, I'm like totally. I'm like
No,
all in my little
absolutely.
thing.
They don't need to listen to me sell it again. So,
I mean, I agree. I think it's only when we get together and you start attending things and you're doing things,
Yeah.
it becomes more.
Mhm.
I'm going to stop the recording.